Hey everyone, and welcome back to not welcome back, but welcome for the first time ever here on ZÁY SHEEN After Hours. And I have joined by a wonderful and beautiful guest, Holistic Tanya.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for
Hello.
having me. I'm honored to be. Am I the first guest?
Oh, you are the first guest.
Oh, I'm honored to be the first guest on After Dark, After Hours, but we're recording this during daylight, so it's cool, you
You
know.
know what's funny? You were the last person I asked for this, and you're the first guest. The others are scheduled later.
I mean, I believe in divine alignment, so thank you to everyone that made this possible.
Thank you.
And hopefully I'll be a good first guest to have. I'm excited.
Oh, yes. I mean, this would be a great experiment, and you will be the part of it. Let's
Yeah,
see how
I
it
don't mind.
goes, right?
Mhm. Yes, yes.
Maybe this would be the first and the last one. I hope not.
No.
Yeah,
Because
no.
we're scheduled to talk more, so there's
Oh,
gonna be
yes.
yeah,
That's exactly
at
right.
least
Thank
I'll
you
be
very much.
around. I don't know about
Yeah.
the other people.
Right. Okay, great. So before we start, I just wanted to share a little bit about on this episode. I mean, this after hours segment series. That what is it about? So you, me, and the people listening to it get a clear idea what they can expect and all that. So um, I wrote something down, but I asked ChatGPT to help me out a little bit to, make it good explanation so in easy words so everybody can understand, even including myself, because the description I wrote for this one, even I couldn't understand what I wrote. But it goes like this. Okay. ZÁY SHEEN After Hours is a space for honest, unfiltered conversations about sustainability, creativity, mindset, and the human side of conscious living without the pressure of being perfect or polished.
I love that.
Yeah, easy.
Okay, ChatGPT.
Yeah. Uh, a little
I'm
bit
not
more.
only Okay, go ahead.
It's not a traditional podcast, just to be clear, because it's a after hours series type. It's more like sitting down after the workday ends and talking about things we don't usually have time or space to unpack. So here was the clear and a short introduction about ZÁY SHEEN After Hours. Well, it says sitting down after workday, but we are doing this as the first thing in the morning.
This could be tea, but
Ah,
it is
yeah.
coffee what I'm drinking for those who don't not seeing this on camera. I don't know where this is gonna be. But yes, I'm excited.
That is right. And so our first episode of ZÁY SHEEN After Hours, this is the one. And again, it is my pleasure, Tanya, to have you here. Um, and our today's episode topic is the connection between inner balance and outer choices.
Yes. Do you want me to intro myself a little bit? Just so
Please,
people
that
know.
was that was the next thing.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Sorry. I
and
have
you
the outline.
can
I'm not looking at it.
please. No worries.
Okay. Yes. Let me go back to the okay, here we are. Hi everyone. My name is Tanya. I go by Holistic Tanya. That's WHO listic, as in your whole being. Holistic Tanya on social media. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I have my website.
Nice.
And I am a holistic wellness girly, and I teach yoga. I facilitate retreats, workshops, tying in yoga and Ayurveda, which is a form of holistic wellness that originated in India. I also offer tarot readings and spiritual wellness coaching, one on one. So yeah, I'm based in the South Bronx in New York City. I'm also a Latina and Jewish, but not that religious. I wasn't really raised with religion. And yeah, that's all. That's I guess that's a little about me.
Wow, you told me some things that I didn't know.
Oh,
Even
okay,
in
great.
in the episode, you didn't tell that. But
I'm an
anyway,
onion. You gotta peel back the layers.
very special. So I think we got enough time. We have more episodes. I will definitely explore more. Okay, so you are from New York City.
Well, it
Nice.
depends on who you ask because I
Oh,
was born here. When I
okay.
was 9, we moved to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So
Mm-hmm.
depending on who you ask, will say, "I'm not a native New Yorker," or some people will say, "I was born here, but I'm not raised here."
Okay.
But I identify as a New Yorker. I have an apartment here.
Don't worry
I
about it.
have my license says New York. I pay New York taxes.
Yeah.
I moved back here in
I
2019,
I moved
so
here to New York City 2 years ago to
oh,
New York,
okay.
and I call myself as a proud New Yorker like I was born here. I
Well,
take so
that's
much
great.
pride.
That's also
Yeah.
very New York energy of you to be like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I'm here. Don't
Yeah.
question me."
Don't question me. I mean, I just learned some secrets and that's it. That's all I need to know to become a New Yorker, you know?
Yeah, the longer you're here, the tougher your skin is a little bit, like
Yeah.
the less are we allowed to swear on this?
Sure.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, like, the less bullshit you can you put up with, and then you go other places and you tell people you're from New York and they're all like, "Okay," and then if I'm adding that I live in the Bronx or I'm from the Bronx, then they're like,
That's
"Oh,
oh. Oh,
oh."
okay. 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 Thank you very much.
But
Very nice to meet you.
they're like, "Oh." Um, anyways,
But I've been to Bronx sometimes. I mean, I only been to
people
Bronx.
yeah, the Bronx is severely underrated. It's
Uh-huh.
honestly the most New York borough of the city, like, more
Uh-huh.
New York than Brooklyn, more New York than there's real New Yorkers here, is
Right.
what I'm trying to say. But yeah, people only really know about, like, Yankee stadiums in the Bronx, the New York Botanic Garden, which should be called the Bronx Botanic Garden. Um, but anyways, it's the Bronx is cool. There's a lot of green space. There's Van Cortlandt Park. I love the area that I'm in. There's a lot of Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, and so they're always playing music. It's vibes. Can be a little chaotic sometimes, but it's fun.
How much you enjoyed Bad Money?
Bad Bunny
Yeah. The
for the Super
performance.
Bowl.
Super Bowl. Yeah.
I loved it, but I also was lucky enough to see him perform live when I was in
Oh,
Peru
okay.
like last month. I was in Peru
Oh,
and I
nice.
saw him on tour, and that was just like an experience I'm gonna always remember. But no, the Super Bowl was amazing. I was just like, wow, everything was beautifully done
Yeah.
except Lady Gaga. I could have done without
Oh,
that. I could have done without that. I think it was and the more that I'm reading about the evaluation that other people and, like, context that other people are giving to, like, why she was there, it
okay.
makes sense to me, and it's basically like everyone had a not everyone, a lot like, the certain people had an issue with Bad Bunny being a Latino artist who wasn't gonna be speaking English, and so I think I don't know who went
Oh,
about choosing her, but I think it was like, "Okay,
let's
is
add
this what
some
you
English.
wanted? A woman who's very white to be singing in English for, like, 5 seconds of this, here you go, you know? And so there was that layer to it, which I'm now finding out more of.
Mhm.
Um, but I think, like, if it was my choice, I would have been like, "Why didn't you could have had Shakira, you could have had Carol G was there, like, so many Latina artists that you could have had on that in that slot
We
that would
had
have"
Cardi B there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I would have preferred a Latina artist, But yeah, Cardi, everyone was there. I'm like, there were so many options. And then Lady Gaga just looked like she didn't really know how to move her hips. And I was like, girl, what's going on?
Um,
But no, it was an amazing performance. He
okay.
had there were a lot of layers to the different contexts that he was sprinkling in, from like colonialism to uniting, the Americas and speaking about America as not just the United States, but all of Latin America too. So I think that was great. Um, yes, I can speak more on it, but that's all I'm going to say for now.
No, thank you. I mean, that's a very unique point of view. I never think of that way, but
Mm,
it is what it is. So back to the topic. Let me just tell the topic again, which is the connection between inner balance and outer choice with Holistic Tanya. So, Miss Tanya, a lot of people, this is what I did my research on,
mhm,
and I came up with this conclusion, and I wrote it down before even I say it wrongly, is most people don't realize this, but a huge percentage of adults reports report feeling chronically stressed even when nothing is wrong.
mhm.
What are your thoughts on that?
I am not surprised.
Hmm.
I Yeah, I'm not surprised. Chronically stressed even when nothing's wrong. Um, I feel especially like most people, I'm assuming, are living within the confines of capitalism and consumerism, whether they're in the US or not. Everything's kind of connected nowadays in terms of what you're seeing on the news, what you're seeing on social media, what you're seeing in movies, like all of these things that are talking about the ideal, that are talking about how, like, what are the societal norms. They're shaping the societal norms, right? And within that there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure to be the best. There's a lot of pressure to present as perfect, as having everything together. And then on top of that there's the financial stress of just being able to work. Sometimes people have to work multiple jobs to be able to provide for themselves and for their loved ones. And so it makes sense that if you're just living your life as like, okay, I need to do X, Y, and Z, then if you're not doing it to the extent or to the level that you want to be, then you're going to be stressed about it.
Right.
And there's a lot of scarcity mindset versus abundance mindset. Like there's not enough resources, there's not enough food, there's not enough money, but in reality, there's more than enough of everything. It's just the way it's distributed and people's mentality about it
Right.
too, you know?
That's make a lot of sense. It's like people are constantly in survival mode without
Exactly.
realizing it.
Yeah. And then I think honestly that that's like by design too, because if people are always in survival mode, they're not going to have a chance to really reflect on what it is that they're doing in their lives. And that's why people have this midlife crisis, where they have their life and they went to school, they got the education, they got the job, they got married, all these things. And then they get to a certain point and they understand that they don't feel fulfilled with their life. And then they're like, shit, like, what the hell am I doing? Like, why am I spending this much of my life doing something I don't enjoy?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think that it's also by design to keep us divided as a people. If we're constantly stressed, if we're constantly competing with our neighbors for resources or for whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but, there were instances like 2020, the pandemic, Black Lives Matter, everyone was at home, right? Everyone was forced to take a step back, whether they liked it or not. And that's when people really united and rose up and were vocal about what they didn't appreciate, you know?
That's so true. It's like people wake up one day and realize they have been living on an autopilot.
Yeah.
So how do you think someone can start reconnecting with themselves before reaching to that breaking point?
Yeah, I mean, burnout is real,
Mhm.
and it's really sad too. So I think in moments where you're starting to feel stressed and anxious, and I've even had moments recently where I wake up and first thing in the morning I haven't even touched my phone and I feel the anxiety within me, you know? So it's like, okay, why, like, where is this coming from? And then
Yeah.
what can I do to help ground myself, to bring myself back to center, and to bring more peace into my life? As, you know, as cliche as that may sound, I think it's really about the basics, like making sure you're getting enough sleep, making sure you're eating as well as you can, drinking water, connecting in person or virtually with your community, with your family, with your loved ones, with your support system, and doing things that you know bring you peace and joy. And that can be all of those things, right? Like connecting with loved ones, taking a walk outside, listening to some music that you love,
Mhm.
reading a good book, you know, little things, even watching TV. Like, that's okay. You don't need to
That's
feel
right.
guilty about that.
Do you think that constant pressure disconnects us from inner calm or intuition?
Inner calm and what?
Uh, I can't say that word. Just say
Intuition?
yeah, right. Just
Oh,
choose
our
again.
intuition.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. You're having your breakfast?
I'm just trying hard to be more casual. That's it.
Okay, well, I have a little piece of toast here I could be eating too.
That's right. I would never imagine I'll be eating breakfast, talking to my guests like this. I would never imagine that.
You're really embodying the casual aspect
Yeah,
of it.
I'm too nervous. My legs are shaking right now. You can't see.
Oh, okay, well, I think we also should do a nice little grounding moment here,
Yeah.
shall we?
What?
We could have a little grounding moment right now.
Um, like?
Like, I lead you through a little meditation.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's actually the part of it. If you want to do it now, we can do it now.
I mean, you talked about feeling a little nervous, so yeah, I think now's a good
Oh,
time.
okay. Let's do that.
It's also a nice way to kinda, like, set intention for the rest of
Good.
the recording.
That's good.
Yeah?
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. Alright.
Can I have
So,
breakfast while?
no, you're not gonna eat right now.
Oh,
Take a little break, let your body digest.
okay.
Okay. So, you're sitting in a chair, right?
Yes.
Okay, so have both feet on the ground.
Okay. I have the carpet underneath. Does that
That's
matter?
that's the ground, yeah.
Okay.
Your version of ground is carpeted, cool.
Okay.
So you're and then feel, kind of like you're sitting up a little bit, your spine is extended.
Okay.
Yep. Maybe take a minute to shrug the shoulders up and move them back, like, kinda make little
I feel the
circles.
pain. Yeah.
Okay. And then let's go like this. Move our hands a little bit side to side, shake it out. Be a little goofy if you want, it's okay.
Yeah.
Have a little moment of joy. Okay.
Okay.
Now bring your hands to your lap or your thighs
Okay.
and take a moment to close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you.
Okay.
And start to focus on your body. Feel your feet connecting to the ground or the carpet. Feel the point of your body connecting to your chair and allow those points of connections to ground you to the earth. You can feel a line of energy moving from the crown of your head through your spine, down into your feet, and into the center of the earth. Now we're going to take a couple deep breaths very intentionally. So inhale deeply, filling up the belly and the chest. And exhale, release it through the mouth. We're going to do that 2 more times. Deep inhale, filling up the belly and the chest. And exhale, let it go. And then on this third one, it's going to be the
Do we
deepest breath you've taken
do we need
today.
to hold the breath?
No,
Okay.
I mean, you can hold it at the top,
Okay.
but this one is going to be the deepest breath you've taken today. So really exhale all the air out of you first, and then deep inhale. And then exhale, release it through the mouth. And I'm going to also take this moment to have you think about an intention that you'd like to set for your day or for the rest of this episode. That can be it could be a word. Um, maybe it's to be authentic, to feel grounded, to feel peace, to feel joy. And once you have that intention at the forefront of your mind, we're going to breathe that intention deeply into the body. And then exhale, release any tension, any negativity that's not serving you. And then you can start to gently open your eyes, coming back to the
To
space,
to reality.
to reality, to your screen.
Wow.
How are you feeling?
It was very good. I I feel good. So I have a
I'm
question,
glad.
Tanya, actually.
What?
Isn't I have a question.
Yes.
Isn't this is a cheating?
Cheating?
Cheating in the sense of like for a guy like me who doesn't know about these things and he's just too nervous, he don't know what to do and all that stuff. And the people who know how to calm themselves, they can do that and be more calm, more control, and more, be in the moment. So
How is that? Okay, sorry.
cheating in the sense of like they know some secrets that we don't know, right? So they're trying to do that.
See, I
And
don't know if I would call them secrets, but okay.
okay, it's kind of a for the person who doesn't know that. So,
Yeah.
how important would you rate 1 to 10 to do like meditation like this, or you know that this would help?
How important is it?
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like it's pretty important.
I
But
can
I
have it now,
also
right?
you can eat now, yeah.
Okay, I only
um, I would say it's pretty important, but I also would say that what works for one person isn't going to work for everyone. So that type of a short meditation might be great for some people, but
yeah,
some people might prefer going to the gym or going on a
mm,
walk or being more physically active to ground themselves.
right.
So yeah, I would say what is important is finding that thing that when you feel anxious, when you feel nervous, that you have a tool that you can turn to that you know helps to ground you.
That is beautiful. Way to go.
Yep.
I
Yep, and
definitely need
it's
more
honestly
listening.
I feel like it's great to have those tools incorporated into the morning, like the early part of the day, so that
Mhm.
you can center yourself before, going into the real world, you know?
Right, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Wow, that was cool. That was a good one. Amazing. So,
Yay!
next thing, uh, is I have a few questions more. It's
Mhm.
about the burnout culture and the
Okay,
body.
okay.
So, why does resting make so many people feel guilty, including me? Including me.
Yeah, yeah. Why does resting make us feel guilty?
Yeah.
I think it's the idea of productivity,
Mhm.
and that that's ingrained in a lot of people is that you're only productive when you're doing X, Y, and Z. And that can be making money, doing something that people can physically see, right? Like there's different ways that people think if you ask someone, oh, how have you been productive today? It could be like, oh, I checked off things on my to-do list, right? But what people don't understand is that rest is necessary to be productive. And in order to also be able to show up as your best and most authentic self, you need to be well rested and taking care of yourself. And I think there's this maybe a negative connotation that some people think of like self-love is a selfish way to be because you're taking time, you're not giving time to other people constantly. You're giving time to yourself. And some people might consider that to be selfish, but I think there's selfish ways to go about taking care of yourself, and there's what's necessary, which is, in my opinion, getting enough sleep, making sure that you're doing what you need to do to make yourself feel better, because as everyone knows and has heard, you can't pour from an empty cup. So you need to make sure that your energy, your cup is full, and then you can give to others. And that also can contribute to burnout if you're pouring from an empty cup. You don't have energy for yourself, but yet you still need to be giving energy to your partner, to your job, to all these other things. And then, you get to a point where you're like, my cup is at negative.
Hmm, that's right.
Yeah.
What about the hustle culture? Like people who are entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
a lot of advice that we hear online to say, less sleep, do more work, go late in the bed, early mornings, and all that. Or some people say in your 20s or even in half of your 30s, you can sacrifice your sleep and just sacrifice the rest, and you can work towards that because later on you can rest. So I want to ask, does it really affect in our 20s or in our mid 30s if we don't have enough rest? Does it matter in a long term or it doesn't matter?
I mean, I would say it matters. I don't know the scientific proof of that. I do know that in your 20s, you generally have more energy than in your
Yeah.
30s. So
Mhm.
you can get by with less sleep and not feel as drained and as tired as if you would in your 30s. But I think not getting enough sleep and not taking good care of yourself does affect the body, and physically you see it in people, especially like if you spent your whole 20s partying and smoking cigarettes and all those things. They take a toll on the body, and they take a toll physically on how you appear, on your skin, on all of these things.
Right.
So personally, like, I wouldn't want to risk it. I know that I do better with enough sleep, and especially for mental health reasons. When I get less sleep, like, that's when I start to feel more irritable, more anxious, like all of the things. So yeah, that's how I feel.
That's good. Let me ask Google actually what it says. What is
Ask Google.
sleep? in my 20s. Okay, Google says no, you shouldn't skip sleep in your 20s, as adults need 7 to 9 hours nightly for brain function,
Yep.
mood, metabolism,
Mhm.
and immune health.
Mhm.
Even though lives depend often disrupt routines, yeah, especially if you live in New York, and constantly skipping can harm long-term health, impacting memory, weight, and heart health. While your body might feel resilient, skipping sleep prevents crucial memory consolidation and circular repair, making it vital to build good habits now.
Yeah, sorry, there's a ambulance going. I don't know if you can hear that.
I didn't I had some of the other webisodes with the guests and it was happening. I say that's your double verification that you're from New York City.
Yeah,
Nobody can
lots of yes. Anyone questioning if I'm from New York or live here?
hear the background.
Yeah. No, yeah, and I knew that too, but I just didn't have, like, those in that order. Yeah, of
No, you
course,
said
weight
you
gain,
said
all the things.
almost exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Wow,
I
I'm
know
glad
I know some things.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I'm happy I got a good guest, you know?
Thank you. Happy
Yeah.
to be here. Okay, we have about well, okay, sorry.
Let's
I'm
no,
not
no.
gonna rush us, but I know we have a couple more sections to get through.
Yeah, it's fine. We just take a few questions, the most important questions from each segment and just
Okay,
wrap
great.
up,
Cool.
shortly. I always think about or people say, "Oh, I just have 15, 20 minute segment or max half an hour." I said, "I can't have it."
You're a
Whenever
yapper. I will say
whenever I
you
get
like to
online,
yap.
like over half an hour or even an hour. In 15, 20 minutes, I can't have a conversation. I don't know why.
It's because 'cause you're
I
a
mean,
yapper. It's okay.
oh, okay.
I'm a yapper too. I'm a yapper too. This is why
Maybe
it's
that's
taking
why.
so
Yeah.
long because we get like you get on little tangents and you're like, "Wait, no, I wanna dive into that." Or,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
also a part of the natural progression and flow of a conversation,
I
you
mean,
know?
even if I'm not yapping, I just like to listen. I mean, what the
Yeah.
other guest has to say. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
20 minutes, it's kind of less for me with the introduction, with the starting and all that. But anyways,
Mhm.
okay. Next segment is actually the science plus sensation of slowing down. Okay. Uh, what physically changes in the body when someone slows their breath or movement? We just did.
Okay, you tell me. What changed in your body?
I felt I felt everything slow down, and especially when you were telling me to feel the feet, feel the chair, and feel the back of the head, I was actually feeling that. But I tried to do it myself, but I never got reached to that point where I can feel these things by myself, telling myself and do that. But I I did some of the sessions before, but every time I'm doing with someone, I could feel
Mhm.
it.
Mhm.
Alone, I can't.
Um, Side note, do you wanna see my dog?
Ah, sure.
Okay, Lucy, come here. Come here. He just had some water.
Yeah.
Come on. Come, come. Where they put? Come here. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Wow. Hello, buddy.
This is our guest,
Oh, yeah.
Miss Lucy.
Miss Lucy. Hello, miss.
Lucy Lou. She's a
How are
miniature
you?
schnauzer
Mm, nice. She's
with crazy
pretty.
eyebrows.
Yeah, that's what I was noticing.
Her beard and her eyebrows. You see? You say hello?
Hello, Lucy. Lucy. Oh, oh, oh.
She looks angry a lot of the time,
Oh,
but she's sweet. I
I'm
swear.
sorry.
She's
Yeah.
very sweet.
I'll bring you something next time. Don't
Okay.
worry.
She's been on a diet, but she does love treats.
Oh, I see. No
Yeah.
problem. Maybe we have a same kind of a bowl, right?
That she eats out of? No.
Yeah. Okay. She might have better.
She has a slow feeder.
Oh,
Any anyways, she'll be hanging out here for a little bit.
okay, yes, please. Oh, yeah, another guest. Thank you.
Emotional support and
Emotional
good for
support.
nervous system. She just burped. Good for nervous system regulation. Molly, what do you
Cool. Yes. So I shared my experience. What other things that you see because you teach a lot of people, you realize that it happens, or what people felt before and after, or
Yeah.
even yourself.
So, yeah, when people are slowing their breath or doing a mindful movement practice, um, that's honestly one of the things that I love about teaching yoga is, checking in with people at the end of a class and
Uh-huh.
asking how they feel, and hearing what they have to say. A lot of people say things like, "I feel lighter. I feel so good." Some people will say, because I do ask at the beginning of a class if there's something going on in the person's body that I should know about, in terms of like there's a knee sensitivity or shoulder pain or something.
Right.
And so in the class
So
that I
there's a
taught
different
recent
approach for if something happening.
Yeah, so if like depending on what it is, if it's like their knees are sensitive, then I can say something like, if you have a blanket, you can practice on that when we're working on our knees. But
Hmm.
also it's really about understanding and listening to your body while we're moving through a flow, and then just being able to take a step back and say, okay, I don't have to do this because it's painful for me, or I don't want to push myself when I'm dealing with these things.
I
So,
see.
for example, the class that I taught over the weekend virtually, one of the students there had knee issues. I didn't know exactly what it was, but I was like, if you need to use a padding or something. And then afterwards, she said, yeah, the I was surprised, like, even moving through child's pose was, like, a little bit tough on my knees, but my knee actually feels better now after practicing.
Alright.
And I was like, "Okay, great. Maybe that was what your knees needed, was a little bit of movement, rather than just, not using them as much." Um so I would say it's little things like that, physically, where someone will say, "Oh, there was this going on in my body beforehand. Now I'm feeling better." And then there's the energetic component as well, which is, um, yeah, they won't necessarily say how they're feeling beforehand, but afterwards they'll say, "I just feel so great," and that will help sometimes carry them through the rest of the day or the evening.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing how even small mindful moments can make such difference physically and mentally.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why yoga is an ancient practice that people still do today. It's because you're moving energy through your body, and that's by design.
Right.
And it's worked. It's worked for centuries. So
It
it's a
surely
tool.
does. So
Mhm.
so so what simple daily habit would you recommend for someone who wants to start feeling more connected to their body?
Like a yoga move or daily ha
Yoga or maybe some breathing exercises to make them
Yeah.
feel, more connected.
Yeah, to feel more connected to your body. For me personally, based on my experience, I would recommend a little bit of gentle movement, whether
Huh,
that's going for a walk, or doing some light stretching, maybe some cat and cow, maybe just like, you know, stretching the body in different ways. And then having a couple minutes of stillness and concentrating on your breath. And that can be listening to a guided meditation, listening to a peaceful song or just sitting in silence, and with a timer or something, just put it on for 5 minutes and just
Yeah.
tune into your breath and concentrate on that.
Cool. Is cat, cow, and baby poses are the basics, or is
Cat,
are these
cat, cow,
poses?
and happy baby.
Yeah, or are these poses? Do you like them because you mentioned these a lot of times?
Yeah, I think they're foundational. Like
Okay.
basically everyone can do cat and cow. And it's
Okay.
good because you're moving the spine, you're like this is what you're doing. This and this. So you're
Yeah.
moving the spine, you're moving the hips, you're opening up that line of energy.
Right.
Um and yeah, that's where people are stiff a lot of the time. They're just like either like this, they're
Yeah.
you gotta move the spine. There's a lot of energy from the root area to the crown area that it's important to get that moving.
That's right. Um, I felt that.
Mhm. Okay, so that was science and sensation.
Actually, one more question I wanted to ask, but
Okay.
in the science and sensation is how can people tell the difference between being lazy and actually resting?
I feel like that's something you kind of need to unpack for yourself mentally is like, do you think resting is lazy? Because it's not. Laziness, in my mind, is not doing what you know you need to be doing, whether that's like, okay, um, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example of laziness. I'm obviously a very lazy person. Um, an example of laziness will be, okay, I know that I need to go grocery shopping or I should be going to the gym, but I don't
Okay.
feel like it today, and I'm just gonna order takeout instead and eat takeout on the couch in front of my Netflix, which could be restful. You could just be burnt out and be like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna spend the money on
Yeah.
the takeout, and that's fine." But it is a little bit lazy too because if you have the time, you can find the energy to go get some groceries
I
and
mean, I think most of the times our body, especially our mind, tell ourselves when we're feeling lazy and when we're having rest. Most of the times, according to my experience, because that what happens to me. But that is cool. I mean, if you order food online and then sitting on the couch watching Netflix, it's good. But sometimes, yeah, of course, but it's happening a lot or more than often, then it's kind of something
yeah, I
to
think yeah,
consider,
exactly.
right?
It's about whether it's a regular thing or it's like a one-time treat myself, maybe
Hmm,
once a month type thing, because
exactly.
it's okay to treat yourself too. So I think, yeah, it's exactly. If it is a regular thing and you know that that's what's easiest for you, so you're going to take that route rather than doing what you know is good for you and maybe better for the planet, whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's move to our last segment of the day. And it is what's happening right now in the industry and culture.
Okay.
Let me see if I have some good questions for this.
Yeah, I'm
It's
looking
what do you think wellness conversations are becoming more necessary right now? Yeah, actually, that's a good question.
Why do I think wellness conversations are becoming more necessary right now? Um, I think the more chaos and the more crazy things that are going on in the world, the more people need a reminder and invitation to be taking care of themselves.
Right.
And That's it. That's what that is my short answer for that question. If I were to think about it a little bit more,
Mhm.
um, it's interesting because I think people want to be healthy, right? And so they will try many different things to be healthier, to look healthier. Um, and I think, yeah, especially in New York City, I feel like the hustle culture um also includes wellness, right? It when people are hustling and going to their 9 to 5, going out with friends on the weekends, they're also factoring in their Pilates class, their yoga class, their dance class, they're going to the gym. All of this stuff is like push, 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 but also I'm checking off all these things on my list, right? So I think that's an interesting part about being here and observing the wellness industry here in New York because I went to a different yoga studio yesterday that I had never been to before, and it was at 4:30 p.m., which normally I wouldn't be able to go to if I'm working a 9 to 5. So it was also interesting to see like, oh, who are the women or the people in that are able to take this class at this time of day on a Monday, you know?
Yeah, right.
And so it's interesting. Yeah.
That's cool. So now it's the best time ever. I mean, every day, every year, almost every time is the best time to start it. But maybe we should actually start doing it now by looking at
Yeah,
a certain
I say
this.
now, like, there's never gonna be a best time to start, especially, like, with all the pressures people can feel sometimes of the new year starting and New Year's
Oh yeah,
resolutions and
that's
fitness,
another thing.
everyone's signing up for gym memberships and all this stuff. Like, there's never gonna be a good time to start. So I think you need to find what fits in your schedule and what's achievable too. I think that's really important rather than putting so much pressure on yourself to go to the gym 3 times a week and yoga classes, 2 times a week. It's really about just being consistent and what can help you be consistent.
Awesome. Let's finish it with the last question.
Okay.
It is. It's again your thoughts on this one. What worries you most about how disconnected people have become more from themselves?
What worries me most about how disconnected people have become from themselves?
Wow, I could never repeat the question somebody asked me like that.
Okay. Um, I would say what worries me most is the the hatred and violence that can come with that. So if someone's disconnected from themselves, that can translate to not loving themselves, that can translate to not loving other people, to being more hateful in their heart, and that can translate to violence. And violence could be just yelling at someone on the street, right? Just having a negative interaction with someone. But violence can also translate more broadly to just being a harmful person. The only thing more powerful than hate is love. Yeah, exactly. So if you're feeling more love in your heart, then it's easier to operate from that place. If you're not happy with yourself, if you hate your job, if you hate where you live, if you hate the weather outside, then you're going to be just a negative person, a negative Nancy and
I
that
mean,
you can
sometimes
be.
Yeah, sometimes there are things that you can't control, like weather, or maybe your circumstances stucks you at the job that is sucks and you don't want to
Right,
work. But the
right.
choice, but at the end of the day, I feel like the choice is in your hands.
Exactly. It's
Have to
also
do it,
about
but
your
just be kind to the other person.
yeah.
Be more conscious.
Exactly, and it's also about how you view your situation, right? I
Yeah,
could sit here and say, "Oh, I hate that it's 20 something degrees and we're still in winter and all this snow is on the ground." But every single day, the sun comes out and the sky is a little bit blue,
not
and
today.
and that's well, it was earlier.
Okay,
And that's what I choose to focus on. That's what helps me,
okay,
especially as someone who spent a lot of her formative years in Northern Michigan, where it's a lot of snow, a lot of gray, not a lot of sun. So to me, I'm like, "Okay, I can bundle up in the cold, but at least there's sun."
yeah,
At least I can feel a little bit of the sunshine on my face, even if it's just 5, 10 minutes, like, I have fresh air to breathe, I have a roof over my head, little things like that
exactly.
that we can take for granted, you know?
That's right. Lucy on the side.
Lucy's here, grateful to have her,
Yeah.
she's living her best life too, you know?
Yeah, being the first guest on the After Hours on ZÁY SHEEN and,
The first animal guest.
No, I was talking about yourself.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
I'm a
yeah.
mammal, she's also a mammal.
Okay, wow, that was awesome. Thank you very much again, Tanya. I mean, I asked a lot of questions, maybe something that we're missing and you wanted to share. I've been more than happy
Um,
to.
no, I feel well, I will share for the audience,
Yeah,
listening,
please.
that we have a couple more conversations on the calendar between you and I, so
Mhm.
if they have any questions,
Oh,
or
yeah.
input of things that they wanna hear us talk about, would love to get everyone's input and be able to answer those questions. I also wanted to take a minute to plug my own things. I have a couple virtual yoga classes coming up. If you look on my Instagram, my link in bio will have everything updated. I have a workshop um, coming up on February 28th. That's going to be a yoga and Ayurveda workshop virtually. I also am co leading a week long yoga retreat in Costa Rica in July. So if that's something you're interested in learning more about, please reach out. Would be happy to chat about it. Um, and yeah, if you're interested in anything else that I have to offer that I listed at the beginning, tarot cards, spiritual coaching, advising, one-on-one yoga classes, all the things, would love to support. So yeah, feel free to reach out.
Awesome. Yes. Everything that she mentioned, Tanya, you can find it into the description. Please go check out, sign up. You can see the live difference. It definitely happens. It definitely affects you at the moment, and if you constantly do that, you can be a better person. Um, so.
You can be glowing like me.
Oh yes, exactly. That's what I was saying. You can glow like Tanya and Lucy, or maybe you can have a big eyebrows like Lucy. So we
Oh,
never
no.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you very much. Again to join us here. It was the first episode of Zayshin After Hours. Are you in your words dark hours? Are you after dark? You
After
said
dark. I don't
af-
know why I said that. After hours, after dark.
after dark.
Um, yeah.
Maybe we'll do it someday after dark, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
could be with a little chamomile tea.
Exactly. Okay, everybody. Thank you for joining us here and looking forward to seeing it. And yeah, there are a lot of interesting guests are coming up soon. And yeah, I'll see you with the next one. Bye bye.
Bye.